Alright, here we have our mostly all original 1975 International pickup. It's the half ton, so they call it. Some people call it the 150, the 1100. But it's a half ton pickup, so it's 5 lug. It's last year made, so it's got power steering, power disc brakes. It's a 4-speed manual truck with the 345 V8. It's mostly an all original Survivor. It's had the passenger, it's had the passenger side fender replaced at some point. It looks like one off of a yellow one, so God knows what happened along the lines there. It looks like maybe somebody did a little bit of body work here and kind of got a spray paint that matched. When you get some little areas where people maybe like tried to touch it up with some spray paint, and in the right light you can see it's pretty different in around the wheel wells, but it's all solid stuff. It does have some rust in some places. The rear tailgate has been swapped out with a black one. You know, she's got some little dents in the bottom. This, you can see a little spray painting, but the driver's side is mostly all original paint. You know, you got some paint issue, that spray paint matching there. The paint's obviously worn away from the gas tank because it's a horrible design. But I actually run off the main tank that you fill up on the passenger side. But both work. So I'll go over this truck. This actually is a truck that can be, it runs awesome. And it drives great. This is a truck that can be driven right now, you know, any distance. If you want like a weekend warrior work truck, a truck to fix up, or just an old truck to drive around once in a while. You know, if you got long commutes, you know, I never really suggest a 40-year-old carbureted truck for, you know, 150 mile an hour commutes a day. But if you work like 30 miles away, 40 miles away, this is a daily driver truck. Tires have a ton of tread. It's been well maintained. Tires really almost look new. They still got that pink on here. You know, I've had this truck around for a while. Kind of used it as my shop truck. Made a dump run in it. I went to some auto swap meets and got some parts. It does have some rust here and there, so I'm gonna go over that. I can't go over every nick and scratch on this thing because, you know, it is getting up there in age. But it does have some rust, unfortunately, right up here, and it doesn't leak inside. It's on both sides. And I don't always keep this truck stored inside, but it doesn't actually leak in yet. Front window does have a chip, but no cracks. A little bit of rust here. Looks like some people put some rust type killer on there, but I can't go over every nick or scratch. The grill is in really nice shape. The valance is nice. The bumper's nice driver quality. It's original. Chrome still looks good, but you got some little surface rust, and looks like it's a little tighter to the passenger side. But you know, you do have these stone chips, and you got the wear on the bed sides that I talk about. The biggest annoyance with this truck is I have 2 sets of keys, but for whatever reason the mechanism inside is probably wore out. But also point out here, the door felts, you know, they're toast. Wing windows work good, but for whatever reason this truck likes to lock itself. So I always keep the keys on me, but I will lock it, unlock it, and you'll see as soon as I take the key out, it falls down. So watch, I'll close it and it locks itself. So that's the biggest annoyance on this thing that you might want to get in there. It could be just replacing a nylon bushing. Interior's all original. You can see the decal, VIN number, all that cool stuff. Rockers are in nice shape. You do have a little bit of surface rust coming around here around the hinges. These international pickups have weird areas and the travel walls that rust out. Some of them are just completely random, some of them are expected. The lower fenders are expected. Weird random areas is like that, and there's just a spot in the bed. But you can see the cool VIN plate, you know, all original paint. Little surface rust down below here, but that's just from being used for 40 years. You know, seat's got some cracks, but for the age, you know, it's comfortable. Rubber mat's in nice shape. All the pads are still on the foot pedals. Someone cut out a stereo. You know, gauges are all nice and clear. The only one that does work, from what I could tell, is the fuel gauge, and if any of them are going to work, that's the one I want. You click the cargo light on, it comes on, you know, but most of the part everything works. It's pretty cool. You got the original steering wheel, you know, you got your wear. This is a great farm truck, shop truck type look. You know, if this was a 67 C10, it would be bringing a heck of a lot more money. But the paint, you know, you look in the rain gutters, it's really nice and clean. Top of the cab's really nice. So you could go a million different directions with this truck. Rear seal's really nice. You know, you do have some wear and stuff up here, but no big dents. I mean, this truck doesn't suffer from dents and being abused. You know, it's basically how you see it as 40 years of, you know, being driven. I mean, this truck has always been registered, always been on the road. Someone did the brakes not too long ago. So you got this rust down here on both sides. And this is kind of one of the expected areas of these international pickups, you know. And then one of the random weird spots is there. And this is kind of, for some reason, the international pickups do this too, so that's expected. You know, you got the chrome delaminating. Obviously, I mentioned before, passenger side fender doesn't look so hot. But this is a cool truck. It's a blast to drive, and it's something you don't see every day. It's something you don't see every month or maybe even a year. So it gets a lot of compliments and a lot of questions. You know, still got its original caps, you know, but it does got some wear and stuff like that. Tailgate opens really nicely, nice and easy. You know, obviously somebody went through and replaced this. So, you know, even though these are different color, you know, when I see stuff like this, I think it's cool. I can see that this truck has been cared for, maintained, and used, and somebody has wanted to keep that usability going in it. All the lights work. It's got his original mirrors, and nobody's ever hit anything and smashed a door in. So it's really a shame. It's too bad that this paint is like this and the passenger fender's that way, because otherwise this would be just a great, you know, I'd say just keep the original paint going like that. Again, the passenger door does the same thing. It falls down. So either make sure you always keep your keys or keep a fly window unlocked. I have been locked out, and it doesn't take a whole lot to get back in case you got your cracking, but the floor mat is in great shape. Another weird spot, little rust spot there, little spot there. So it's really up to the buyer, and you know, what you think you'd want to do with this. Full or restore it. You know, nice original candidates are always the best to start with. But to me, it's just a drive it, enjoy it, use it. You know, basically what it's been used for since '75. But the doors shut amazing. I mean, that's just a great sound on these things. There's lots of underside picks. So the hood part is here. I'm gonna have to go ahead and let you dangle here, because it is a two-handed deal. You know, you can see it's been maintained. It's not spotless by any stretch of the imagination. The dreaded gold box has been avoided. It's got electric choke carburetor that's really well tuned in. Fires right up. You don't ever touch the fuel pump or the gas pedal if it's got warmed up. So obviously somebody's replaced master cylinder at some point. Other than that, it's pretty original. It has a slight tick sometimes. You can see original dealer markings. Underside of hood's in nice shape. Dealer markings. No firewall rust, so that's good to see. Battery box is in good shape. But you know, I think this thing just needs to be driven. Has some oil changed throughout. You know, drive 3,000 miles, change the oil. But it does, you know, at low RPMs have a little bit of a tick. Has a little bit of an exhaust leak from the manifolds. But this is just a killer truck. It's rare, it's hard to find, and it's got a great kind of character look to it. You know, my dad's always called them cartoon trucks, because it kind of does look like it's smiling in the front, and it does have kind of that cloudy bubble type body shape to it, where it's got that kind of classic square look and body lines, but it's still got kind of a nice round look at the same time too. So alright, this is going to no reserve, so good luck.